I'm kind of thinking. Okay, Steve Northcutt, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to show you a project that we're going to be starting in a couple weeks. This house was built in 1952 and it's all steel studs, steel eye joist. Not really, I don't know what they are, but the whole thing's steel. On the floor, they got steel joists, concrete, and then they put wood on top of that. And so we're going to go through and cut. We're going to recess some beams up in here and take out some walls. So it's going to be interesting doing this. I've never done anything like this. Even working with the regular steel studs, like nowadays, it's not quite the. Man, these are heavy duty. I guess they got the heavy gauge steel studs that we do sometimes, but not like this. So it's going to be interesting. They got this house had an elevator. It went from the basement all the way to the second floor. So they took the elevator out. We're gonna fill this in. So we'll probably do that right away, so nobody falls in the basement. That'd be a bad day for somebody. We'll definitely, if we don't actually do the floor yet, we'll definitely put some boards across there, just to kind of keep that hazard from. It'd be a bad day for somebody. So we're going to redo the staircases. We're going to go down like 6-7 steps, have a landing, and then turn and go down again. So it'd be kind of a U-shaped. So we're going to do that on the same for the going into the basement and going up to the second floor. Because they want to have this all open. So when you walk in the front door, this is all be open. You know, have the winding staircase. And so we're going to move some walls around over in that area, and we're going to make the whole upstairs the master suite. So this whole area will be the master bedroom. Then they're going to have a hallway, and it'll be the master bath on that end. This will be the master closet. So they've got 1x6s that have been nailed down. I don't even know how they did it. They nailed it to the steel. This was built in 1952, so they didn't have nail guns. So that had to have been a lot of work. But we're gonna probably put some 3/4 Advantech over the top of this, and we'll just use the Advantech glue and just glue it down really good. It is a little bit noisy. I can't tell if it's squeaking because of the nails or because of the flooring or just because of the steel's kind of moving. And so the builder doesn't want to pull all this up. So we're gonna just put 3/4 Advantech down on top, glued really good. They've got stiffeners on here. They've got these guys on here, which helps. But I don't know. You can just tell there's a little bit of movement in here. And so, like right there's a little bit of a, I don't know. Anyway, so we're gonna have to deal with that. If anybody has any suggestions, maybe comment. Let me know. Because with steel, I'm not real familiar with it on how to keep it from being noisy. And once you get the drywall, get a hard surface underneath, it may take that out of it. I don't know. Even the rafters on this are steel, ceiling joists are steel, and then I don't know what this stuff is. But so you can see right here, the rafters were steel, and they're 3.5, and then they put 3/4 tongue of groove on top. These joists, I think they were 8. What were they? Yeah, almost 8 inches. So it'll be a lot of work. We're gonna redo the stairs, so we gotta cut out that concrete floor down below. All the windows are gonna be changed out because obviously they were from 1952. They're single pane, not very energy efficient. Okay, so on the soffit fascia, we're going to take off all these are actually the old copper gutters. We're going to take all those off. The builder's going to go recycle them, take them to the scrap yard. So we're going to take the wood soffit off, the wood fascia off, and we're going to go back with the same set that we used on this garage. It was a composite. It's not going to replace the roof. It was done recently. And so they're going to paint the stone, replace the windows, replace all the soffit and fascia, and put new gutters in. So it'll look good when we're done, but it's going to be, I bet it'll be all this year for sure, getting it done. So we'll keep you, we're going to do this in a bunch of different videos as progress goes along. It's going to be a little slow. We're not going to start for another probably week and a half, and I really don't know how long it's going to take. It'll be a fun job. So stay tuned, we'll let you know how the progress grows. If you'd rather just have that whole open S45 or whatever, you can fill that in, and then you want to put something around it later. Anything else you can think of? No. Oh, yeah. I need two by two. Yeah, he's got his own concrete, guys.
You can look at it, perhaps it's got slip resistant. It's you put salt, you put
Yeah. You know, Renato, you know where I learned how to do this at? You know where I learned how to do this right here? I was in the mountains in Mexico.
Yeah?
Yeah. And we didn't have a framing square. And one of the guys said, well, we'll just make a little triangle. And we didn't have power on the job, but they had the power lines. And so one of the guys that lived there in the town, he said, that's fine. He went up the pole, took a wire, and he wrapped it around the electric line. Yeah. So, man, you guys are nuts. So whenever you have your landing come out, make sure we go out an extra 11 inches.
11 inches?
Yeah. Okay. I want the landing, I want that to be a nice, I don't want it to be back here.
Okay, you need a plan.
Yeah. If it does come back here a little bit, I want to fill that in. I want that drywall to come down and. Today we're going to walk around and kind of show you what we look for, or what the inspector looks for. So whenever they do the foundation inspection, we always have to have the green plates on, and they want to go around and they want to check the place to make sure they got bolts in the right places and that sort of thing. And so I was going to show you what we're going to do, what they look for, and then also I was going to set my laser up and just check and make sure he's got the beams level. And then so on the green plates, you have to, a bolt has to be within 12 inches of the end. So this one's like, it's 11. They really should be putting these bolts closer to the end, but it's within code, but I would like it to be closer. So this one is 9.5. And so sometimes, like in this case, he ran this plate past and butted this one to it. If he had ran this one over, it would have been 13, so it wouldn't have been within code. So he did a really good job. He actually ran this one past, butted this one into it. And so I'll go around. The inspector's already checked it out, but I'm just going to kind of show you all what we look for, what he looks for. Also, they want square, these 2-inch by 2-inch square washers on each side of the garage door. Has to do with that being a shear wall, just giving it more strength. It's just one of the things they look for. And so I'm gonna go ahead and turn my laser on, and I'm gonna go around and just kind of check everything and see where we're at. Oh, gosh. I'm an inch difference from there to here. I'm at 6 5/16 right there. I think it was over here that was low, or high, I guess. 5 5/16 here. That's not good. That's the block light. That's Mateo. Come on, Mateo. Also, whenever we put the plates on, of course, we checked it for square. It was pretty good. This house is siding, so we try to keep it as close as we can to with the block. If it's out of square, then we'll kind of tweak it a little bit. But this one was actually pretty square. It's a little bit out of level, but it's square. Also, so he's got wood shims on here. That will not pass code, but what we do is we go through and we temporarily, we get it all, we get that beam straight and level, and then we'll go back and we'll see what size shims we need, and then we'll tell the builder we need, 10 1/4-inch steel shims, we need, maybe 3 1/2-inch, 8. Usually we go 1/2, 1/4, 1/8, 1/16 of an inch, and then that way he don't have to go spend $500 worth of shims. He can just get maybe $200 worth. Sometimes, if it's a builder that builds all the time, sometimes they'll just have a bucket of them, and so they'll just drop that bucket off. We take what we need, and then he just takes it back to his shop, and then use it on the next one. So, but somebody that doesn't build all the time, we try to only get what they need, order what they need. That way, they don't have a bunch of extra when they get done. So, but the block art actually has this one pretty good. Looks like that one's 1/4 inch. This one's sitting right on it. That one's sitting right on it. This one, it could be the beam has a little bit of a hump in it, or it may need a shim. We'll see. But ideally, it'd be better to have the piers low versus high, because if it's high, then you have to either redo the block, or you got to notch your beam, which you don't want to notch the beam. I've taken the planer and just kind of planed off a little bit, but it's a pain in the rear because you got to flip the beam over, and you don't really want to do that. So it's better if they're a little bit low versus high. It's a lot easier to shim up than to fix it the other way. So other than that, it looks pretty good. Chong will be here in just a little bit. He's gonna start getting the joist on, and studs will be here. We're kind of limited on space, and so the lumberyard's gonna bring the studs out, the wall package out after lunch. We put 2-inch foam board on the inside of the block, and so there's gaps. In some places there's a couple gaps in between the foam board. And so after we're done framing the insulators here, when he insulates the upstairs, he'll come in the crawl space and he'll insulate the back side of that band board with spray foam, and he'll hit all these joints in the foam board. That way there's no issues with because like over there, he's got a pretty good gap over there. But so they'll fill all those cracks with spray foam, with closed cell spray foam. They'll do the back of the band board, hit all those joints, and get that completely sealed up. So, and then they'll put after the rough ends are done, they'll go in and they'll put a plastic vapor barrier in the crawl space. And if it, like this is March 6th, so it's kind of getting in the rainy season, he may come in and put that vapor barrier down before just because you don't want that water, you don't want all that moisture coming up into the floor system, especially since it's going to be 2x10s, because they tend to, like when you frame with 2x10s, it tends to have more, there's more moisture in them already, and so more cause for mold. So I mean, you can kind of tell, which it rained yesterday, but you can just see the moisture in the pea gravel here. So they got their sump pit over there in the corner. And then they're bringing the studs in the plates after lunch.
Okay.
So
Tell him maybe in the back side and move it, put it behind by that way.
okay, whenever he comes, just tell him.
Okay.
Put him over there.
You can-
So it'll be 38. Today we're working on a deck. We demoed the old deck and we put the new one on, and we used we put the Rainscape system down first, and now we're putting a composite board. It's the brand name is Fiberon, and so we're going to get that on there. And first time we've ever used Fiberon before, and so they had a boat dock built last year, and so they're wanting to go back with the same product so it matches. And so we'll see how it is. I've never worked with it before, but it looks pretty good. I'd say another week or so we'll have this done. The guy's coming out to measure for the railings here in just a little bit. And but we got the Rainscape all down, so they did a good job. They got it all taped really good. So the way the Rainscape works is we have these little, what if you call them little boots. We put them at the end of the run, and then we just taper that plastic down, make a little trough, and it gets down to that, and then we'll put a gutter. We'll put a gutter that runs the length of the deck, and then we'll just put a downspout. So that's how that works.